Infantfish are the smallest fish in the world, reaching only 8 millimeters long. Whale sharks are the biggest fish in the world at 16 meters long. Neotropical fish alone make up 10% of all vertebrates on Earth. Neotropical fish include an estimated 5,600 species in its category. The first fishes evolved during the Cambrian period, around 541 million years ago. Fish evolved natural armor plating during the Paleozoic era as protection from predators. Sharks first evolved during the Devonian period, around 395 million years ago. The word fish comes from the German word fish. Fishes were the first vertebrates to evolve into existence. Fishes have a cold-blooded metabolism. Fishes are the most diverse vertebrates, with an estimated 34,000 species around the world. Fish don't actually breathe water. Instead, they filter dissolved oxygen from it. That's why aquariums usually have those machines that pump oxygen into the air. If there's no oxygen to filter from the water, then fishes in it will drown, though their names may suggest otherwise. Cuttlefish, starfish, and jellyfish aren't actually fish. Fishes must have skulls, gills, and fins. About half of all fish species in the world live in the ocean's salt water, also known as the marine environment. Meanwhile, the other half of the world's fish species live in inland freshwater ecosystems. Lungfish have to surface every once in a while to take a breath. However, the only exception is the Australian lungfish. An Australian lungfish in an aquarium Achikaga managed to live free for years, from 1933 to 2017. Interestingly, it died not because of natural causes, but because the aquarium staff euthanized it as extreme old age caused pain to the fish. It's entirely possible it might have lived longer. Some fishes can breathe air without needing lungs. Eels, for one example, have the ability to absorb air directly through their skin. Mudskippers also possess this ability. Scientists think this evolution came as an adaptation to living in shallow waters. The average fish has a brain about 1/15 the size of a bird or mammal's brain. However, sharks and elephantfish actually have brains as big as those of other animals their size. Fishes hear with both their ears and their skeletons, sensing the vibrations of sound in the water. Scientists even suspect that sharks can clearly hear sounds from over 3 kilometers away. Not all fishes lay eggs. Fishes like split fins, surf perches, and some sharks instead carry and give birth to live young. Sharks have eyelids. They're also the only fish to have them in the animal kingdom. While they don't need to blink underwater, they need the eyelids to protect their eyes whenever they're eating or fighting with other sharks. Sharks and rays don't have swim bladders. Most fish use swim bladders to keep their balance in the water. It also keeps them maintain a comfortable depth in the water. Since they don't have these organs, sharks and rays have to keep swimming at all times, even when asleep. Electric eels can release up to a full ampere of electric current, while a typical car battery would take 2 days to put out the same amount. Since it only takes 0.2 amperes of current to kill a person, this Macus electricil is highly deadly. Flying fish don't actually fly. Instead, they glide at high speeds, staying in the air through the wind flowing over their fins. Once they slow, they would fall back into the water. Flying fish can glide for long distances too, usually up to 50 meters. Piranha means scissors in Brazilian. This refers to how their teeth sharp enough to tear meat to pieces. Despite their reputation, no records exist of piranha ever eating living people. Instead, they usually eat other fish, fruits that fall into the water, livestock, and corpse. Male seahorses carry their eggs. Female seahorses lay their eggs inside a pouch on the male seahorse's belly. The eggs stay there until they hatch, at which point the male seahorse pops them out of his pouch. Salmon can swim up to 3,200 kilometers in just 60 days. They usually swim these distances during mating seasons, when they leave the oceans for inland rivers. Once they reach these rivers, they mate and lay their eggs before dying. When tornadoes reach lakes, rivers, and coasts of seas and oceans, they can suck fish up into the clouds, raining them down from the sky once the tornado stops. This is where the famous phenomenon of fish raining from the sky comes from. The global fishing industry catches an average of 154 million tons of fish per year. Commonly caught fishes are anchovies, cod, flounder, herring, salmon, and tuna. A large portion of the fishing industry includes animals that aren't technically fish, such as crab, shrimp, and other marine animals. Scientists have only thoroughly explored 1% of the ocean. This leads them to suspect that more mysteries and discoveries await in the remaining unexplored 99% of the sea. These include millions of undiscovered species of fish and other kinds of plants and animals.